Peace, peace, peace. What's up, you guys? It's your girl RX. We up in here again, okay? Bringing y'all another video and all that, okay? So look, today we are talking about self-care, okay? This is a very, very near and dear subject to me, okay? So before we get into self-care, what I need you guys to do is to hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, okay? Make sure you hit the like, hit the share, leave a comment, alright? And today we are getting into this video of self-care. I'm not gonna overdo it. We finna get right into it, alright? Okay, so the big question that everybody always asks, what is self-care? What is self-care all about? Like, how do we benefit from it? Like, what are the pros and the cons of it, you know? And I get these questions all the time. So if you have these questions, it's okay. Don't worry, all right? So self-care is including but not limited to, okay, anything that you do to advance yourself, to help yourself, to help balance yourself, okay, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you know, intellectually, financially. I mean, it's just like so many things. We're going to talk about all that right there as we get into this video. But this right here is anything that you are doing to help better yourself, something that you are doing to, you know what I'm saying, keep yourself balance and keep yourself from snapping and going crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we live in a society where we always look for external things to like help us and to like, you know, show us care and all this stuff, and it's like, okay, that's good, that's nice, but if we are pouring into ourselves and we are caring for ourselves and we are loving ourselves, like, that right there is the first step. You can't really always expect everybody to give you something and you're not giving that to yourself, okay? Like, and also I feel like a lot of times people always want to be there for other people, want to care for other people, love other people, and that's good, that's nice, that's real good, that's real nice, okay? But how are you gonna do that for other people, but who's doing that for you? Like, who's doing that for you? Who's giving you that love? Who's giving you that care? Who's pouring into you? How are you going to pour into other people and you don't have hardly anything to pour from? And that right there is honestly what creates burnout in people. That right there is a key thing to depression and to anxiety and to, you know what I'm saying, just feeling real down and real sad and stuff like that. It's like, look, it's always good to be nice to other people and to help other people. But look, we got to put ourselves first, people, okay? Yes, I said it. We have to put ourselves first. And we will talk about that, period, okay? So in this life that we all live, we are all like so busy. Like, the average person is so busy working, taking care of kids, running a business, dealing with family, taking care of other people, you know what I'm saying, traffic every damn day when you're going to work, coming home from work. Like, it's just so much, okay? It's just like one thing after another. It's just so many things that be going on, and you got to stop and say, what am I doing? How can I better myself? How am I gonna change this right here for myself? Like, I know what it's like, okay? I remember back when I was in college, okay? I was in college full-time. I had a full-time job. I had a part-time internship. I was, you know, I'm a mother, you know? And I had to hit the streets, you feel me? I had to go have a social life with my friends. Like, it was just so much going on with myself, right? And I just never felt like I had enough time for myself. I always was there for other people. I was always doing for other people. And it was like autopilot every day. Just go, 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 go. There was no such thing for real like that as like self-care. Other than me socially having my self-care where I'm like hanging out with my friends. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you hanging out with your friends, like how I was doing it, you feel me? Like, we was smoking and drinking, like, you know, like, to keep it real with you, we was, you know what I'm saying, we was doing some things like that. So it's like you trying to like engage in something, but it might not be at the best for you. So that's when I started to learn about self-care, was when I was in college, and I was like, oh my God, like, I could stop my day and go do something for myself and, like, you know what I'm saying, get some mental health in. Like, what, I can do that? And I started like mindfully doing things to, you know, purposely contribute to my own self-care, whether that was reading a book, whether that was journaling, whether that was going to work out at the gym, whether that was just having some alone time at the beach. Like that, like those were like my first few go-to things for my own personal self-care. But it was like really hard for me. I had like very little time to do things, like very little time. And it was like, you know, me just feeling real selfish, me feeling real bad about taking time to myself and stuff like that. And we'll talk about that later. But I had to really realize that like my own personal self-care is important. Like me pouring into myself is important. So that's when I was like, okay, I got to make a habit out of this. And obviously that was years ago. I graduated college a long time ago. So you know, now years later, like my self-care is like this. You feel me? Like I don't care what I have going on, I don't care what I'm doing, I'm making sure that I have time for myself, and I do not feel bad about it. And I don't let nobody make you feel bad about having time for you and making time for you, because baby, you worth it. Okay, you worth it. It's like you always have something going on. You always have all these different, you know, stressors and all this pressure that's on you. And honestly, there's no way around that. Okay, there's no way around that. You're always going to have stress. You're always going to have pressure. There's always going to be something going on, especially if you live in the United States of America. Okay, there's always going to be something going on, and that's fine. That's completely okay. But what you need to make sure that you're doing is making sure that you have outlets that you can plug into for de-stressing yourself, for self-care, for self-love, to pour into yourself. Like these are the things that we need to be doing to stay, you know, healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and also just to make sure that you're staying balanced, to make sure that everything is, you know, running like clockwork. You got, you know what I'm saying, all the little wheels going, all the little wheels are going, and it's well oiled, and things are still going. Because guess what's gonna happen when you have a nervous breakdown, when you have a mental breakdown, when you have an emotional breakdown? Guess what's gonna happen? You gonna be out, you ain't gonna be able to do all the things that you was doing. You ain't gonna be able to go to your job. Okay, like shit gonna get fucked up for you. Like you gonna have to definitely do something to keep yourself balanced right now. And I feel like there are so many people out there who are burning the candle at both ends, and it's like they don't even think about it. They just going. And I'd be like, yo, slow down, stop. You need to take care of yourself. And then it's like, oh, well, I can't. I have so many things to do. And I look at people like that, and I just feel, I feel for them, because I used to be that person. I used to be just like that for years of my life. I'm talking like until I was age like 25. Like I'm not even joking right now. I was like 25 years old when I figured all of this out, and I was like, bro, how come nobody ever told me about this? How come nobody ever told me that I should be doing self-care? How come I wasn't taught this in school? Like, you know, like grade school, like, you know, kindergarten through like 12th grade, stuff like that. I was like, bro, like I wish I knew this my whole life, because we need self-care. Self-care is like something that's like a gift that's for us, okay, from the cosmos, okay, from the cosmos, God. So it's like, you know, there's always good and there's always, I'm not gonna say bad, I'm just gonna say a downside, okay, of self-care. And let's keep it real. Let's talk about what people don't want to tell you about self-care, okay? Self-care can potentially, okay, come with a downside. Okay, let's just keep it real. Let's put it out there. It can come with a downside, okay? Selfishness. Sometimes people will judge you for taking care of yourself, okay? And you have, it's so important that you ignore those people. It's so important that you don't let that get to you. I heard it all the time, like, oh, that's so selfish. I can't believe that you know what I'm saying, going to the beach by yourself. Oh, you not finna go and, you know what I'm saying, go to do this right here today. You taking off a day of work or whatever the case is to go and be by yourself somewhere. Oh, that's so selfish. Why you not bringing somebody with you? Oh, why you not bringing me with you? Oh, why you not bringing your kids with you? Oh, why, like all this stuff. And it's like, yo, like, it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to make sure that you're okay, because at the end of the day, if you don't have that time to yourself to be able to pour back into other people, where is that gonna like lead you? Where is that gonna like where are you gonna end up at? You know what I'm saying? So don't let nobody tell you that it's selfish. But trust me, there will be people who will potentially say these type of things. Sometimes you might even say those things to yourself. You might be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for buying myself something. You know, like I have some extra money, I got an extra check, I got some extra money that just came in or whatever, right? And it's like, yo, like I haven't bought myself nothing. I'm gonna take myself to the mall and I'm about to go buy myself something nice. I'm about to go buy myself something beautiful. And then everybody else be like, oh, why you didn't buy me nothing? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of come with that right there. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, because I still deal with this right here. People really be like upset that I want to have time to myself. I want to just sit in my room and read a book and burn some incense and, you know what I'm saying, just sit down and just chill. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I gotta deal with people telling me that that's selfish, because I should be spending my time with them, or I should be, you know, out doing activities with other people and groups of friends and stuff like that. And it's like, yo, like I gotta do what I gotta do for me. Look, y'all can't guilt me, and I damn sure ain't gonna guilt my damn self, okay? I'm about to do what I need to do, and like people might call it selfish, or you might yourself feel like it's selfish, but believe you me, it is not selfish, and this right here is something that you absolutely need to be doing, okay? Another downside of it is that, like, if you have like a full plate, right, you have a lot going on, you're gonna have to take time away from something that you have going on to do what you want to do for your self-care, okay? So when I had very limited time, something that I used to do was take a day off of work, okay? Even if it's like I go to work for half of a day. Like, yes, everybody know when I had me a job, girl, I would take a day off real quick. like don't play no games with me. Like, hey, like, supervisor, yes, I will be here half of my shift tomorrow. The other half, I got something going on, okay? I got mental health day. I got to do something for myself, and that's that. You feel me? I got the PTO, I'm using it. I don't care what y'all talking about up in here. Okay, period. But another thing that I used to do was wake up 30 minutes early. So if I want to wake up 30 minutes early, that means I got to go to sleep like 30 minutes early. You feel me? Because you got to be getting your little 7-8 hours of sleep. Or like 6. You feel me? Or like, I used to get like 5 hours. I ain't gonna hold you. I used to get about a good 5 hours, 6 hours a night. But I used to be like, okay, so instead of me staying up until like 2:30 in the morning, I'm gonna try to go to bed at like 1:30 or like 2 o'clock. Be sleep, boom. And then I will wake up like 30 minutes earlier from my normal time that I would wake up, just so I can go outside and watch the sun come up. Just so I could like do deep breathing, you know what I'm saying? Just so I could like de-stress in my own personal way. Go sit outside, get up in the grass, go put my back up against a tree and just like feel the earth. Like that was like my thing, like I did for a very long time. But it's like I just knew right then and there I had to take time away from other things to make my self-care happen, because you're responsible for your self-care. You're responsible for your happiness. You're responsible for your self-love. You're the one that's responsible for that. You can't rely on somebody else to do that for you. You have to do that on your own, okay? You cannot hold nobody else accountable for you caring for yourself. You can't. And honestly, when I started to care for myself and I really started to pour into myself, if other people didn't do things for me, even to this day, if other people don't do things for me, I don't take it personal. I don't think about it twice. I don't care about it, because it's like I'm not looking for y'all to do nothing for me. I'm not checking for y'all to do nothing for me. I can do these things for myself, and anything that anybody else gives me is just extra, okay? Love, compliments, gifts, showing me that they like care about me and stuff like that. Like anything that anybody else can give me is just extra, because I give all that to myself, and I'm not gonna act like it happened overnight, okay? This right here was years of me doing this. This right here was like, it's been like going on 10 years for me personally of my own personal self-care journey, okay? It's been going on 10 years now. But it's like I don't really trip, I don't really care if somebody is not helping me or pouring into me or doing something for me or whatever. Like I've just learned to be so self-sufficient and relying on myself and making sure that I'm balanced and making sure that I feel good. Like if somebody else wants to like help me out and offer a lending hand or anything like that, like I take it and I'm like so appreciative of it, because it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying, like I appreciate that, because I got a lot of people in my life, they just want to mooch off me, they just want to live off of me, they just want to use me and stuff like that. And it's been like that a very long time in my life, because I've always been like a very open and giving person, and sometimes people take advantage of that. That's a different subject for a different day. But I had to start putting up them boundaries. I started putting up boundaries with people, and like, you know what I'm saying, like when I really found out that I had to put up boundaries, I was doing this like ceremony, right? I was doing this ceremony, and I realized I don't have good boundaries. I thought I did, but I don't. But that's like, I was just so open and trying to help others. And that's when I realized I don't have good boundaries. I got to put boundaries up. I started putting boundaries up with people. You feel me? So that way I could really take care of myself even better than what I have been. Because one thing about the self-care journey is once you reach a certain level, you realize you got some more levels to climb. You feel me? So that right there was my most recent level that I realized I had to climb, was setting better boundaries. And that right there is something that I think I'm gonna do a video about, because that's something that I really struggled with for a long time, is setting boundaries with people, maintaining those boundaries, and not feeling guilty about the boundaries that I set with the people in my life. But that's a different subject for a different day. But we're about to start getting into some other stuff about how to do self-care and things that you can use for self-care in different areas of your life. Let's get into it. First things first is social self-care, okay? Social self-care. So this right here is something that you can do socially with other people, okay? So obviously the obvious, go out with your friends, go pull up on your family, go out with your family, get into social groups with other people. And I would honestly recommend getting off of social media, okay? Get off of social media, take a social media break. You know what I'm saying? I think that social media could be very, very draining. It could be very negative. It depends on who you follow, what you engage with, how often you be scrolling and all this stuff. But I feel like social media is just so much energy coming at you, and it's just so like up and down. Like, it's good stuff, bad stuff, sad stuff, violent stuff. Like, we gotta take a break from that sometimes, okay? So I would honestly suggest to take a break from that right there, to have some real social self-care. Another thing that you could do is join a club. There's all kinds of clubs and stuff like that you can find locally in your neighborhood, where it could be something that you like to do. If you like to play bingo, I'm sure they got bingo night. If you like to ride horses, I'm sure they got an equestrian club. If you like to do jujitsu, I'm pretty sure it's a place near your house that you can go and sign up for, even if it's like a 4-week course, and just go and socially just do something else and break out of your little bubble, okay? The next thing that I'm going to talk about is spiritual self-care, okay? Spiritual self-care can be praying, it could be meditating, it could be doing yoga, it could be fellowship, okay? It don't matter if you belong to an organization or a church or a mosque or a temple or any of that, or like a spiritual center. It doesn't matter. If you want to go somewhere and just fellowship with other people, that right there is something that's like super beautiful. Like, intellectual self-care can be like reading a book. It could be learning something new, learning a new language. It could be listening to an audio book. One thing that I had to get into the habit of maybe like a year ago, and I've been doing pretty good at it, is to, like, you know, feed myself intellectually. Self-care for me, this is something that I started doing. So I used to listen to like a lot of music, right, when I'm driving, when I'm, you know, cleaning my house. Y'all know how it be. You clean your house, you turn on that loud ass music and be up in there cleaning, doing your thing and all that right there. You feel me? Make the cleaning go by a little bit faster and all that. So what I had to start doing myself was not playing no more music, right? Get away from the music, turn the music off, and listen to an audiobook, listen to a podcast. I started listening to High Level Conversations by 19 Keys. I started listening to like more Billy Carson. I started listening to like a lot of different like intellectual things, you know what I'm saying, like on YouTube. And I was like, oh my God, like over this past year now, I've done so much better with that. And I've really been learning like so much more. So that right there is something that you can do. It's just whenever you would normally listen to music, don't listen to the music and listen to something intellectual. Learn a new language. Duolingo is free. You could be doing other stuff like that to help yourself and to grow and to cater to your own self-care intellectually. So another thing is occupational, okay? Occupational self-care is so important. I know too many people that are working at these 9-to-5 jobs and they are not happy. Oh my God. So things that you can do for self-care, for your occupational self-care, would be to build yourself a resume. I know so many people who don't even have a resume. Like, that right there is self-care. Just putting all of your accolades onto a piece of paper and looking at it is so gratifying. You know what I'm saying? Put some applications out, send your resume out, go on some job interviews. Tell your job that you want a raise. Okay, talk to your job, tell them you want a raise, because you've been there for like 5-10 years anyway. You've been working hard. Like, where y'all raise at? You know what I'm saying? Give you a raise. So the next thing will be physical self-care. Physical self-care is something that I absolutely love. Okay, physical self-care is eating right. Okay, so instead of eating a whole bunch of sweets and candies and chocolates and stuff like that, I be doing that sometimes, but instead of doing all that right there, replace that with fruit. We are going into like the we're fresh into like the spring season right now. We're going into the summer months right now, so we will be having a lot more fruit available to us. So make sure that you guys are eating fruit that is locally grown. Okay, try to eat locally grown fruit. Go to your farmers market, support real farmers. Okay, and also eating fruit that is grown locally, it already has like, you know, all like the nutrients in it that will fight off any viruses that are going around your area at that time. So make sure that you're not eating something that's from a whole different country that got a barcode that start with the number 4. Okay, if you're gonna eat something with a barcode, make sure it start with the number 9. Okay, we'll get into that later. However, it's so important to work out. It's so important to take a hike. It's so important to, you know, be stretching and doing yoga and making sure that you are, you know what I'm saying, being physical. Because if you're not being physical and you're just sitting around, that's not good for your blood flow. That's not good for your bones. It's not good for your joints. It's not good for you mentally. Another thing that you can be doing physically would be going to the doctor. Okay, make sure that you guys are going to the doctor at least once a year. I know a lot of people, I mean, you know, I go to the doctor because I have to. But if you're one of the people where you like, sure, I'm not gonna go, believe you me, you need to be going. Make that appointment. Okay, like, you know what I'm saying, healthcare be free these days. I gotta do what y'all gotta do. All right. And also another thing that's like super important that I honestly think that people don't always cater to is like going to the dentist. Like, you should be going to the dentist at least 2 times a year. Okay, that right there is self-care. You're taking care of yourself. Like, don't you want like a nice smile? I know too many people that love smiling and laughing, and they teeth be like, you know, like, come on, like, do something about that. Like, get that done. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like cleanings be like $100. If you don't, another thing, don't attack me. I already hear y'all about to attack me, but look, okay, look. The alcohol, the drinking, the drugs, okay? You gotta cut back on that. You gotta cut back on that. It's not helping you. It's making you worse. It's not doing you no good. You gotta cut back on that. All right, that's to, I'm sorry, but to me that's not self-care. People are like, oh, y'all want to smoke me some, and that's my self-care right there. And it's like, no, like, it's self-sabotage. Like, you're bringing yourself down. Like, you like no. Another one that's super important, okay, would be emotional. Okay, emotional self-care. Emotional self-care is so important. Okay, you absolutely have to pour into yourself emotionally. So for me personally, I think that like reading is really good for me emotionally. For me to just like read like books, peer review articles, journaling, writing, you know what I'm saying, just getting all your emotions out on a piece of paper. Getting a therapist, talking to a therapist is also really, really good self-care that you could be doing. Because pouring into yourself emotionally and making sure that you're balanced emotionally is honestly going to make a very big difference for you. Because I know I be seeing people out there, any little thing happen and they just go off going crazy, can't control their emotions. That's because they don't have their emotions in check. You know what I'm saying? So you need to really stop, sit with yourself, see how you feeling emotionally, and like journal, like self-expression. You know what I'm saying? Journaling, writing, reading, talking to a therapist. Doing things for yourself emotionally is so important. If you feel like you need to cry, you need to just cry, okay? Like, do the ugly cry where can't nobody see you. Do it up in a shower or something. But like, let them emotions out. Let them emotions flow. You need that, okay? You need that. Another thing is environmental self-care, okay? And this right here is what I was talking about earlier, okay? Getting outside, getting up in the sun, taking a hike, sitting up in nature, earthing. Earthing is when you just go outside and you just sit in like some grass, sit, you know what I'm saying, anywhere in nature, honestly, in the forest, in the mountains, at the beach, whatever. You just sit down and you just like breathe, do deep breathing outdoors. That right there is environmental self-care, and oh my god, that's honestly my favorite thing to do. Financial self-care, okay? Financial self-care is so important, people, okay? Have y'all not seen what's happening right now? If you live in America, you better be doing some financial self-care, okay? Getting you a little savings account, getting you a little offshore account, getting you a piggy bank, getting you some shoebox money, getting you some mattress money, getting you a financial plan in place, okay? You need to be doing all this right here, doing abundance planning. Whatever money you make for the month, you should really sit down and look at where every single dollar is going, okay? Where your money going? What you spending your money on? What can you cut out? I don't want to scare nobody. This is not about fear. This is about preparation, okay? But we are living in very unpredictable and unprecedented times right now, especially financially, with, you know, markets, whole banks, financial institutes straight up crashing and going out of business, going bankrupt and stuff like that. We want to be very careful right now financially, okay? We want to make sure that we are setting up like a trust fund for our kids, that we are, you know what I'm saying, having like that we are having life insurance, okay? We want to make sure that we are having life insurance for ourselves, making sure that the people around you are financially adept. There's so many free classes out there that you could be taking about finances. I think that right there is super important. It's super beneficial. It's a lot of times that people be like overspending. Like I know so many people, oh my god, they get some money and it's like it just goes to like a whole bunch of stuff that ain't gonna matter tomorrow. It ain't gonna matter tomorrow that they went and spent up all that money on this, that, this. Okay, and I ain't trying to pocket watch somebody and tell people how to spend their money. I'm just trying to tell people to be smart and to be strategic and to plan, you know what I'm saying, a month ahead with they finances and with their money. Because if the world crashed tomorrow and you don't got enough money to last you for the next 3 months and you don't have no income, but all you got is this little money right here, you gotta do that. You gotta make sure you straight. You gotta make sure that you good, okay? Okay, so that was the self-care video that I have for you guys today. I will expound upon this topic again in the future, okay? So make sure that you guys look out for that. I'm gonna do a self-care day with y'all. I'm gonna show y'all what I do for my self-care in a day, all right? I'm gonna have to do a video about that, all right? So yes, thank you guys so much for sharing this, for liking this video, sharing this video, commenting on this video, and subscribing to my channel. And I would like to see you guys back here again soon for the next video. So make sure you guys hit that notification bell. Stay in tune with what I got going on, all right? Much love. Peace. So, as I told you guys before, I'm going to be pulling a card, or a few cards, okay, at the end of each video. So, the cards that I have today, okay, these are my cards that I have today. This right here is my self-care deck, okay? So, whenever I feel like overwhelmed, whenever I feel like, okay, like I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, go into like this new little season, like right now I'm having my little rejuvenation period right now, right, for myself. And it's like, okay, what self-care do I need? And I just sit down, I hold my cards, and I just pray, and I say, okay, God, I feel stressed out. I really need to know, like, what self-care should I be doing? What's going to be the most beneficial self-care for me right now? Okay, and that's what I'm doing for all of us collectively, okay? And like whatever card comes out, I just make sure that I do it, you know what I'm saying, within 48 hours. Because sometimes it be stuff that, you know, it be late at night and it be like connect with the earth. And it's like, ooh, it's 3 in the morning. I can't go outside right now. You know, it might be a coyote out there. So I just wait until the next day or the day after, especially if it's like raining. We've been having a lot of rain up over here lately. But collectively, I'm going to see what self-care do we all need to be doing right now. You know what I'm saying, with everything that we have going on. Mercury has been retrograde, Pluto is retrograde. Like, it's just so much happening right now within the cosmos, as well as within our immediate environments. Okay, so we have 2 cards coming out. Okay, the first card, ooh, I like this one. It says use your hands. Okay, this right here could be using your hands to make something. This right here could be using your hands to create art. You could be using your hands to do your hair, do somebody else's hair. Just you do something creative with that you have to use your hands for, okay? And the other card that we have coming out here is meditate. Look at that. I love these cards. They are so beautiful. Okay, meditate, okay? So use your hands and meditate. These are here are 2 things that you could spend 15 minutes, 30 minutes doing, okay? Meditation, using your hands to create something, all right? And just because I like pulling 3 cards a lot, I'm gonna just pull out one more, okay? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Ooh, drink tea. Okay, if you like me, I love drinking tea. If you like me, you like drinking tea. I have like a ton of teas to choose from, but I think that it's so important to like drink tea in the morning. You could put honey up in there. I wouldn't put no sugar. I would not put sugar personally, but you could put like some honey, some agave, you know what I'm saying, something like that up in there, some lemon, you feel me? If you're not feeling that good, put a little bit of cayenne pepper, girl. Put a little bit of cayenne pepper up in that thing. Yeah, so these are here the 3 things that we have coming out, okay? Drink tea, meditate, use your hands. Okay? So, if you guys have any questions, comments, or, you know, anything else, put it in the comments below, and look forward to the next readings that I have at the end of each one of my videos. I have a ton of decks, so we're going to be using different decks each time, okay? But much love to all you guys. Thank you all for sticking around for this portion of the video, and much love.